Francesco, ieri una gara bellissima, un po' sfortunata per te, oggi però la possibilità di replicare. Quali sono le aspettative?
Sì, sicuramente finire in un bel posto perché siamo stati sfortunati ieri, ma in questo weekend sono riuscito, diciamo, a fare delle buone qualifiche e riuscire a partire davanti, quindi per me questo qui è già un grande step. Ma guardiamo la gara di oggi, qua dietro sono tutti forti, davanti c'è tutta gente forte, quindi vediamo un po', ogni gara ha una storia a sé.
It is a very tough field. Let's go down now and hear from the Russian,
Nikita,
Bedrin.
very good feeling for this race. What are the expectations after a very good result yesterday?
Well, I will try to gain some positions, of course, but it's also important to finish the race to get some points. So yeah, let's see if we can gain some positions and go forward.
Thank you so much and good luck.
Nikita Bedrin yesterday with his best result of the 2021 season so far, finishing a fine second. If you missed yesterday's race one, it was a Van Amersfoort Racing 1, 2, 3. Ollie Beerman, who will start on pole position as he did yesterday, took his 6th win in a row. He is the championship leader. Once again, he starts on pole and again for pole position for race 3 this afternoon. There is the pole sitter on your screen now, Ollie Beerman, the odds-on favourite to take the 2021 championship. This is exactly the halfway point of the season. This is race 2, round 4 of the 2021 series. It is a muggy, steamy morning here at this world-famous circuit, which just a few months ago hosted its second Formula One race in a period of half a year. As you look at Leonardo Fonorolli on the outside of the front row of the grid. A disaster yesterday when he ran off into the gravel at Tamborello. He is a race winner, having taken victory earlier on in the season. Another fantastic field. 30 cars on the grid for the most competitive junior motor racing series in the world. There is Juan Pablo, the two-time Indianapolis 500 winner, here to support his boy Sebastian, who starts on the second row of the grid in car 6 for the Prema Power team. It was a disaster for the team from Vicenza yesterday when Sebastian came together with his teammate Kirill Small behind the safety car. They made contact and took each other out as Ollie Beerman raced away for another sensational victory, racking up the points for 2021, looking to follow in the footsteps of Dennis Hauger, who took the title back to Van Amersfoort in the Netherlands in 2019. Gabriele Mini, he won for the red team in 2020. In fact, he sealed the title 1 round in advance at this very circuit in November of last year. We'll take a look at the grid for you. Ollie Bierman does start on pole position. Leo Fonorolli on the outside of the front row of the grid. Braski out of grid 3, and then it's Montoya, car 6 out of 4. Bedran and Small, the two Russians, Erik Zuniga and Ben Svalent in 86 also for the Ben Amersfoort Racing Team. Pietro Armani, Josh Dirksen on the 5th row of the grid. Kasper Stuka, Massimo Capieto on debut. He's the French-Italian driver in the Italian F4 Series. Josh Dufek, 3rd yesterday alongside Conrad Larsen, Hansen Yu and Maya out of grid 16. She struggled yesterday with brake failure. Let's hope for a better run for the Ferrari Academy driver this weekend. In race 2, Piotr Wisnicki, Hamda Alcobasi, Lorenzo Patrese, Leonardo Bizzotto, Samir Berna, Vittorio Catino, Jonas Reed, Nico Baptiste out of 24. The field continues on. Levente Revesh, Pedro Perino, Santiago Ramos, Giorgio Marco Giannis, Jorge Garciace, and Aaron Ricchepi has been relegated to grid 30 after a penalty after an incident in race 1 yesterday. So the field make their way around this magnificent, this legendary circuit, which next year, in fact, if we do make it to 2022, we'll celebrate 7 decades of motor racing. The circuit that was conceived just a few years after the conclusion of World War II, as the field bunch up at the exit of Acqua Minerale. 1 or 2 drivers running off the circuit to avoid making contact, which it looks as though they were successful in doing. The circuit, as we say, conceived in 1949, 3 years of construction. The first race was actually for motorcycle racing. The circuit is actually on the edge of the Centeno River. It is so close to the centre of the city of Imola. It is within walking distance of the town square. It was basically a flat-out sprint up the hill, but as the cars and bikes have got faster over the years, we've had to add chicanes, and it has been reprofiled and reshaped. In fact, if we can call it this, you'll understand why. The Rubens Barrichello 1994 chicane, where the cars are approaching now, you know what I mean. It no longer exists. It is a flat-out sprint from there. Rivazza 2 down into Tamburello. Great to have your company wherever you are watching us live all around the world. This is race 2. Round 4, the 2021 Italian F4 Championship, powered by Abarth, and of course presented as ever by WSK Promotion. Ian Silvestrin with you in commentary for the 2021 series, which looks as though it is almost already in the bag for Ollie Bierman. Another good result here this morning, and again race 3 this afternoon, and he will be near on unstoppable as we go to round 5 of the championship in mid-September at the fabulous Red Bull Ring in Austria. The field form up, 30 cars on the grid. What a fantastic sight this is. Here in the Italian sunshine, the legendary circuit named after the great man's son. So Bierman to the right of your screen on pole position, Fonorolli to the left. Jensen Motorsport watching on from pit lane, Francesco Braschi, who we heard from just a few moments ago, starting on grid 3. Jorge Garciace forms up the final row of the grid. The green flag. Round 4, race 2 here at Imola. Bierman on pole position, and we race. One car has stalled mid-pack. Let's hope the field get through. It looked to be one of the Cram Motorsport cars. Thankfully, they all passed by without a problem. In fact, it was Erik Zuniga who does get going at the back of the pack. A clean start here this morning. I speak too soon because Montoya goes off the road. And also Kirill Small, the 2 Prema Power teammates, having a disastrous weekend so far. Bierman's gone. Fonorolli into 2nd place, and Bedran, another good start by the top Russian in position 3. Locks up the brake, does Nikita. There's Kasper Stuka going through a good start from the pole inside the top 10 as Bierman races away on the opening lap of this 30-minute plus 1 lap race. Fonorolli in 2nd place for Team Iron Lynx. There's Josh Dirksen up into P5 ahead of Ben Svalent, and his teammate going around the outside. The 5-strong Van Amersfoort Racing Team. Still they race on. Massimo Cappietto, on debut in the Italian F4 Series, runs off the road, but does rejoin, going wheel to wheel with Josh Dufek, who was on the podium yesterday but has not made a good start. Oh, it's getting messy further back in the pack. Montoya behind Conrad Lausen. The Dane just avoids the wall, and now Massimo Cappietto goes wheel to wheel with Montoya, who's having a disastrous run so far this weekend at Imola. So there's Bedran racing down the hill in position 3. And Dufek is already making up places. It's a messy start as Ollie Bierman skips away into the lead. They come across the line for the first time. Fonorolli trying to stay with the Englishman. Bedran in position 3 being hounded by Francesco Braschi. Josh Dirksen right behind. Bedran closes the door. Josh goes up the inside into Tamburello. And Braschi, who's trying to attack, trying to get up onto the podium, has to have a look at the Russian and defend also from Josh Dirksen behind. There's Ben Sverlin, there's Kirill Small in the SMP Racing Prema Power Team car, flying the flags of the flag of the Russian Federation. A better run this morning in the early stages of the race for Kirill Small. Behind him, Pietro Armani and Kasper Stuga. Josh Dufek coming through inside the top 10 behind him. Hansen Montoya 12, Lausen 13. Good start by Meyer. She's up into 14th place after suffering catastrophic brake failure in Friday practice. She wrote off 3 corners of the car. When she pushed the middle pedal, there was nothing there. Was lucky to escape without injury. And then to make matters worse, in race 1 yesterday, she had an engine that was misfiring badly and just limped to the checkered flag. Majerweg up into position 14 ahead of Cappietto. Good start also from Hamda Alcobaisi, ahead of Lorenzo Petresi and Leonardo Bizzotto as the field go through Alto Variante for the second time. Conrad Lausen just ahead of Maya, and then Marcelo behind Hamda, and then Lorenzo, Leonardo Bizzotto as they race down into Ravazza 2 and onto the straight now. Bierman will check the lead. It was 1.1 seconds. There's Fonorolli trying to stay with the Englishman, the championship leader, the driver who has dominated 2021 thus far. Let's take a look at a replay of the start. Eric Zuniga stalling from the 4th row of the grid. A disaster for the Mexican. Fortunately, he was avoided by the pack. Does restart his way down the field. Had a good run yesterday, did Eric Zuniga. And Montoya running off the road into Tamburello. Zuniga down in 29th position. Lausen and Montoya going wheel to wheel with Josh Dufek. It was a scrappy start from those drivers, but now the race is settling down, and Fonorolli in these early stages of the race has just set the fastest lap, a 1:45.120. We'll see what Kirill Small can do. He's sitting in behind the Hungarian Ben Sverlin. That's Josh Dirksen, P5 for BWT Muka Motorsport. Kirill Small, who won the opening race of the 2021 championship at Paul Ricard in the south of France to start 2021. Races up the hill, trying to tag onto the back of the Van Amersfoort racing car, and you look at the leaders. Fonorolli is actually catching Bierman. So Ollie has some competition in race 2 here this morning as Small goes through. That's Armani inside the top 10 P8. Has Ben Sverlin all over the back of the South American Josh Dirksen, a 3-time winner in the Italian F4 Championship, defends down into Ravazza 1. He's on the inside, Ben Sverlin all over the back of the pink machine. They come onto the straight. Bedran just goes a little bit wide. Braschi behind, trying to break onto the podium. The driver who lives in Cattolica, just within walking distance of Misano, where we race the second round of the 2021 series. Fabulous form this weekend from Francesco Braschi. He has to defend though. Josh Dirksen right behind. Then it's Valent and Kirill Small. A 5-car fight for the final step of the podium. Again, another fastest lap confirmed for you at the bottom of the screen. There are the Prema Power Team drivers. Montoya, Lausen, Majerweg just behind as well. She's ahead of Marcelo Cappietto and Hamda Alcobaisi as well. Dirksen defensive. Kirill Small dives down the inside. Almost runs into the back of Ben Sverlin. Gets out of the throttle, avoids the Hungarian. And behind, Pietro Armani is trying to lead Kasper Stuka, Josh Dufek, and Sebastian Montoya in his wake, and trying to catch these leaders who are on your screen. The difference now down to half a second. One of the grand competition cars going around, and two of the Genza Motorsport cars off the circuit. Giorgio Marco Janis and Piotr Wisnicki avoiding the Greek driver. Fortunately, no contact, and we stay green. 30 starters and 30 still on track. Fonorolli has cut the lead down from 1.1 seconds down to 0.6. So he's almost within striking distance of Ollie Beerman, Bens Valent. Meanwhile, has to defend from Braski, who has fallen back. Josh Turkson has gone through and taken the both of them. While we were looking at the replay, Dirksen, the South American, moves into position 4. There's Braski going wheel to wheel with Kirill Small. Tries the outside, does the Russian, takes him. Nicely done by Kirill. Braski tries to fight back down into Tamburello, side by side. This will be close, they make contact. Oh, launches, does Kirill. Again, these controversial pieces of concrete, which are placed on the side of Grand Prix circuits, almost destroyed the car of Kirill Small. And Braski's out as well. They are still circulating, but very slowly. They made very slight contact into Tamburello. So a disaster for Francesco Braski. There is Kirill Small. There is a question mark over the health of the 7 Prema Power Team car. There's Maya Veg trying to close in on her teammate Kasper Stuka. Good run from the pole. Car 37 in position 11. Driving for the Slovenian AS Motorsport team, which is based outside Venice in the north of Italy. Kasper Stuka just one position outside the top 10. This safety car has come out onto the circuit, and this is the reason why. Look at this, side by side, down into Tamburello. Braski down the inside. Kirill Small did give him room, but they just made the slightest of contact. And again, launching into the gravel. Kirill Small, he's still circulating. He's in position 12, but there is damage to the car of Francesco Braski. Watch this from another angle. Oh, wow! Launches does the Russian. Shades of Lewis and Max at Silverstone last week. And the left rear of Kirill Small does not look healthy. Francesco Braski, disappointment for the Italian. We heard him speaking to Antonio before the race, was hopeful of a podium. No chance of that now. The Genza Motorsport car is out. So Beerman, who was being pressured from by Leonardo Fonorolli, now has something of a bit of a relief. There's Fonorolli in second place, the fastest lap of the race, a 1:44.791. He's the quickest driver on the circuit for Team Iron Lynx. Car 7, there's Kirill Small, Maya Veg right behind. And it's Vittorio Catino, Lorenzo Patrese, Hamda Alcobaisi, Samir Ben, Leonardo Bizzotto in P18. There's Giorgio Marco Janis just behind Piotr Wisnicki. Santiago Ramos was the other driver who avoided Giorgio in Tamburello. But they continued on, albeit after running off the circuit without damage. So Ollie Beerman keeps heating those Pirelli tyres. There's Fonorolli right behind. Bedron looking at his second podium in a row at the moment. Dirksen, just before the safety car did come out, made his way by into position 4 in car 10, going by Bens Valent and Josh Dufek. If you missed race 1 yesterday, Van Amersfoort Racing, they dominated, finishing first, second and third, with Ollie. Nikita was second, and Josh came home in P3. The Dutch team, who are looking good for the 2021 championship. Ollie Beerman had a 66-point lead coming into this round of the series. He will extend that due to the absence of Tim Trumnitz, who is not here this weekend at Imola. Leonardo Fonorolli, second on the road, fifth in the series coming into this. Kirill Small was fourth in the series. Montoya was third. But both the two Premier Power Team drivers, well, it's not going their way thus far this weekend. Montoya, after that forgettable start when he ran off the road into Tamburello, is in position 8. Small in position 12 behind Veg, ahead of Catino Petrese, as Giorgio Marcojan is from the other side of the river. The Greek driver from the other side of the Adriatic Sea, I should say more correctly, for cream competition. The legendary team of Gabriele Rosé, who already have taken a Formula 4 title in 2021 when Enzo Trulli won the United Arab Emirates F4 Series. On the third weekend of February, that 20-round compact series over in the Middle East. Enzo Trulli also racing with us this weekend in the Euro Formula F3 Spec Series as Francesco Braschi's Genza Motorsport car is taken out of harm's way. That's a shame for Francesco. We'll see him back for race 3 tonight, which gets underway at 5:15 local time here in Italy. So we expect the safety car to pull in at the end of this lap, but let's go down to pit lane. Antonio is with Andrea Piccini, team manager for Team Iron Lynx.
Lynx, what are the expectations from this race and are you satisfied from these first laps from your drivers?
All the cars did very well. So he had to defend a bit in the beginning, but then he pulled a nice gap and was catching on Bierman. The other two cars in place. Armani is doing an incredible weekend compared to what he's done up to now. So let's see how the restart of the safety car will be, but for the moment we're very happy.
Thank you, and let's get focused on the race.
We hope you could make something out of that. Apologies for that. Andre is not standing under the seat. He's down in pit lane watching Leonardo Fonorolli, his driver in position 2. He is the fastest driver on the circuit. He is catching Ollie Bierman. And the safety car is preparing to pull in at the end of this lap. It will be half race distance at Bierman. Fonorolli, whose team manager Andrea Piccini just spoke to Antonio Caruccio down in pit lane. Andrea, former winner of the Spa 24-hour GT race, former Formula 3000 driver, GT racer over the past few seasons. And of course, team manager for Iron Lynx and the Iron Dames team, I should say, with Maya Veg, who's going through. She's up into 12th place behind Kashmir Stuka, ahead of Vittorio Catino. So the safety car gets ready to pull in at the end of this lap. Fonorolli right on the back of the Van Amersfoort racing car, and Bedran in position 3. That's Josh Dirks in car 10, BWT Muka Motorsport in P4. So we've got 4 cars from Van Amersfoort Racing inside the top 6. First, third, fifth and sixth with Bierman, Bedran, Valint and Josh Dufek. Pietro Armani, we should also mention, position 7, also for Team Iron Lynx. Half race distance now. Ollie Bierman out of Rivarza 2, going at walking pace. He will stamp the right foot imminently as the green flag flies, leads the field up to the line. Pietro Armani is being attacked. Right behind him is Montoya and Hansanyu, the 5th Van Amersfoort Racing driver inside the top 10. They're 3 wide. Super start from Fonorolli, but he's now being attacked by Bedran around the outside. Sebastian Montoya goes down the inside and tries to take Pietro Armani. The Colombian-American has gone through in the background. Nice restart by Sebastian, up into 7th place. Bierman under pressure. There is Fonorolli. Bedran right behind. Josh Dufek has got by Josh Dirksen on the restart. So the Paraguayan driver back to P5. Tries to make that P4 and he does so. Into Curva Tosa. On the restart, retakes 4th place. Kirill Small in the background. going side by side with Hans and you as they race up the hill. Josh Dirksen still having to defend. He's on the inside. Just from Josh Dufek, who hangs it on the outside. And the two Van Amersfoort Racing teammates go side by side. Montoya, what a move down the inside. Almost pulls it off. That was spectacular from Sebastian. Almost went through and took Josh Dufek. Through Alta Variante, half race distance, Behrman still in the lead, looking to go incredibly. 7 in a row. As we lose the 52 car at the top of the hill, Aaron Ricchepi is out. Aaron Ricchepi for BVM Racing, and we also lose. Oh no, Josh Dufek. He rejoins but loses a ton of time. Ricchepi is still at the top of the hill. Josh Dufek on the podium yesterday will be lucky to come across the line inside the top 10. Bierman checks the mirrors, tries to break the toe from Fonorolli behind. Here's Benz Verlind and Josh Dirksen going 4 and 5. Josh defends from the Hungarian. As Sebastian, in fact that was Conrad Larsen, dives down the inside and takes Pietro Armani. Conrad goes wide but holds the place. One of the Jensen Motorsport cars off into Tamburello in the background. 2 of the Jensen Motorsport team cars go off, and almost certainly for the second time this will bring out the safety car. We take a look at a replay of Aaron Ricchepi at the top of the hill. The first lap after the restart, just pushed off wide, does well to avoid the wall. It may well be damage to the 52 BVM Racing car. Oh wow, tries not to run into the back of Jonas Reed, the German. And it looks as though he stalled the car at the top of the hill. This is Josh Dufek, an aggressive move by Sebastian. So Josh was helped off the road. Sebastian says, move over, I'm coming through. Montoya, car 6, now in position 6, as the safety car is now deployed out on the circuit, and this is the reason why. Samir Ben parked in the gravel in Tamburello, almost exactly where the bitumen, where the track used to run, until that was changed in 1995. You know the reason why. And we've also lost car 41, which is Jonas Reed, the German, who came together with Aaron Ricchepi at the top of the hill. So Samir Ben, the Swiss driver for the Swiss team, with 11 minutes, 11 seconds left on the clock, is out. As is Jonas Reed, the second generation racer from Germany. His teammate, Josh Dirksen, still in 4th place though. So the second safety car intervention at 2/3 race distance. So not quite as clean a race as yesterday. Bierman though still in the lead from Fonorolli, who will get valuable points in the championship. Of course, the rookie title is on the line as well. Leonardo Bizzotto was leading that coming into this round. 105 points to Conrad Larsen on 97. Patrese 3rd on 90. Meyer 4th on 4th. And Jonas, who just retired, 5th. He was in the rookie standings on 72 points coming into this halfway point of the season. So a good recovery from Sebastian Montoya after that forgettable start where he ran off the road right at that very corner on your screen now. Montoya, car 6 into position 6. There's Nicole Baptiste, the Colombian, going through. Still circulating. Samir Ben, disappointment for the Swiss driver and the Swiss Jensen Motorsport team, who took the title in 2016 with the Argentine Marcus Siebert. So Ollie Bierman, 2 safety car interventions, but he still holds the race lead, starting to look towards the championship, of course. From here we go to the fabulous Red Bull Ring in Austria on September 12th. Mugello on the 10th of October. And the series, its traditional finale at the Cathedral of Speed, which is Monza on the last weekend, the last day of October 2021. An English driver has never won the Italian Championship, and Bierman looking to extract revenge on the Italians after they won the European Football Championships in that thrilling penalty shootout 2 weeks ago. The Italians are still celebrating that. Bierman, though, the Union Jack in position 1 in race 2, round 4 of the Italian Championship as the field comes out of Acqua Minerale preparing for the restart. We'll watch the speed of Bierman, walking pace down into Rivazza 1 and 2 last time round. And also yesterday dictating the pace as he's entitled to do in position 1. Saw Montoya and Small right behind. The two Prema Power teammates ran into each other as they tried to get the run on Bierman. He was having none of it. We'll see the Englishman's tactics in just a few corners' time. The safety car pulls into pit lane at the end of this lap. So again, another slow start. Restart from Bierman. Fonorolli's right there. Vedran still in position 3. Dirksen behind in 4. And Benz Valent position 5. 3 Van Amersfoort racing cars inside the top 5. Montoya right behind in 6th. And now Bierman accelerates. The green flag flies and we restart for the 3rd time here this morning. Race 2, round 4. And Kirill Small already trying to make up a place on Han San-Yu further back. They race down the straight as Bierman checks the mirror, stays to his left. To your right, Fonorolli around the outside. Can the Italian take the Englishman down into Tamburello? Ollie Bierman's got the line and holds position 1. There's Josh Dirksen. Oh, Kirill Small's off the road again. Rally cross from the Russian. So Vedran just holding off Josh Dirksen. Benz Valent behind, being hounded by Sebastian Montoya. Behind him is Josh Dufak, Conrad Lausen, Armani, and Han San-Yu in position 10. Montoya around the outside. Goes the Colombian-American. Car 6 for the Prema Power team, trying to make up places, but has to defend from Josh Dufak, who took a fantastic podium yesterday. Watch this. Kirill Small just runs out of road again, launches over the concrete, verging on the side of the track. For sure there will be a new floor on the Prema Power team car 7 for race 3 this afternoon. It has been fairly belted in race 2 here this morning. So Bierman with the lead from Fonorolli. There's Vedran, Dirksen, Valent, Montoya, Dufak, Conrad Larsen going through. Good restart from Pietro Armani. Head of Han San-Yu, Stuka, Catino, Maya Veg, Lorenzo Patrese, Hamda Alcabese in position 15. Montoya down the inside, nicely done, and takes Benz Valent, car 6, position 5. Sebastian on the charge here this morning. 5:55 plus 1 lap left on the clock. At the top of the hill, again Kirill off the road. What a disaster for Kirill Small. The two Van Amersfoort Racing team drivers go side by side. And Han San-Yu takes the place. Holds off Josh Dufak, Conrad Larsen comfortably inside the top 10. Second in the rookie standings coming into this round at Imola. There's Lorenzo Patrese going through. Good run from him, just ahead of Maya Veg. Let's hope the brakes are working in that car. 83 for the Iron Dames team. She had absolute brake failure in qualifying and wrote off 3 corners of the car when the brake pedal went right to the floor. She's in position 14 at the moment. Hamda Alcabese right behind her. Jorge Garciache has stormed up to P16, and Eric Zuniga, after stalling off the start, has fought his way back into position 17. Pizzotto behind in P18 was leader of the rookie standings, down in 18th place after fighting in the top 3 outright in the previous rounds. Pietro Armani races down the hill in position 9, and Han San-Yu right behind. There's Stuka, Vittorio Catino going through, the Mexican-Italian, car 22 for cramped competition in P12. The dying stages of race 2, round 4 here this morning at Imola, and Bierman still with the lead by half a second. There's Josh going through in car 13. They try and break the toe. Fantastic speeds from these F4 cars. They've only got 160 horsepower, but they're still doing in excess of 240 kilometres an hour. Kasper Stuka clocking 242 kilometres an hour in qualifying. That is ferocious speeds in these junior racing cars. Sebastian Montoya, though, car 6, position 5, trying to make it P4. Over the back of Josh Dirksen. The Paraguayan in his 3rd year of the Italian F4 Championship. Sebastian in his 2nd. Of course, Montoya had a monstrous crash at this very circuit in race 2. Imola, November 2020. As you look at Kasper Stuka on the back of Hans Sanyu, I can tell you incidentally, Kirill Smel has just pitted and rejoined way down the field. A disaster for the Russian, who won the very first race of the season to start 2021 on top. But since then, it hasn't gone so well for the driver from Yekaterinburg in Russia, the SMP Racing Premier Power Team driver. There's Josh Dirksen, defending from Sebastian Montoya. Less than 3 minutes plus 1 lap remaining. It's looking good for Bierman. Took the victories at Vallelunga, all 3 of them yesterday as well. Race 1, as Conrad Larsen goes through. The AF Corsa backed Premier Power Team driver. Car 20, position 8. There's Josh, car 10, still in 4th place, 1 step off the podium. Nikita Bedran looking for 2 podiums in a row, tries to break the toe from Josh Dirksen behind. Montoya, Dufek, Benz Valent. Josh dives down the inside, feints, tries to intimidate the Russian, which is easier said than done, if not impossible. Nikita does not flinch. There's Sebastian right behind his Montoya in car 6. Watch him to just try and make one almighty send. And still there is time for Montoya to get up onto the podium. At the moment he's in P5. There's the leader going through, Ollie Bierman. He has not escaped from Leonardo Fonorolli. Still the gap between the Englishman and the Italian, half a second. Further back in the pack, Maya Verg on the inside of Hamda Alkabasi, who locks the brakes and again launches over the concrete verging, stays on the circuit. Hamda Alkabasi down to 18th place now. So we expect there to be 2 laps remaining at the conclusion of this. Fonorolli in 2nd place, very late under brakes at the top of the hill. As Nikita going through in car 15 for Panama Sport Racing, 2nd yesterday, his best result of the season. And looking at another podium is Bedran. Bierman, a class act. Here's the boy from Essex in England. The Union Jack on our timing screen in position 1. Fonorolli checks the right side mirror, tries to get the toe. Panama Sport Racing drivers ahead and behind. Leo Fonorolli for Team Iron Links. Josh Dirksen, Montoya is so close to the back of the South American, gets the toe. Josh knows it. Tries to break the slipstream from Montoya, who dives down the inside. He will not lift. Montoya, what a pass by Sebastian. One almighty send and takes the place. Sebastian Montoya goes by Josh Dirksen, and now he's just 1 step off the podium. Dirksen tries to fight back. He'll be on the outside. He needs to be wary because here comes Josh Dufek, fresh off a podium yesterday. It's all going wrong for Dirksen. Has to defend. Montoya, a super pass. He's now up into position 4. A fantastic recovery after a forgettable start. Remember, he was in the grass on lap 1. So it's Bierman, Fonorolli, Bedran, Montoya, Josh. Dirksen ahead of Josh. Dufek 5 and 6. The last lap board to be displayed next time round. Fonorolli now having to defend for Nikita Bedran. There's Montoya. A podium is not an impossibility for Sebastian here this morning. Sensational pass just a few moments ago to go by Josh Dirksen, who has to defend from Josh Dufek. Dufek goes very deep under brakes. locks up, did incredibly well not to run into the back of car 10. Dirksen would have been watching that in the mirrors. He would have seen the Van Amersfoort racing car get very big right behind him. Take a look at this, locks up big time, does Josh. His teammate Benz goes through. And Conrad Larsen now close to the back as well. This is the last lap of the race. The Van Amersfoort racing team drivers go side by side. Conrad Larsen tries to split the both of them. Benz Verlin, Josh Stufek. And there's Conrad in P8. Conrad trying to make it P7. Fonorolli still cannot get within striking distance of Bierman, who incredibly will go 7 in a row if he holds on to P1 for another half lap. Leo Fonorolli for Team Iron Lynx. We heard from Andrea Pacini, team manager, just sort of earlier on in the race. He's in position too, but Ollie Bierman's got this under control. Montoya, can he take the podium? An incredible drive from Sebastian. There'll be one opportunity going down into Rivazza 1. He closes in on the back of the Russian Nikita Bedrin, whose teammates in position 1. Van Amersfoort Racing, Team Iron Lynx, VAR and the Prema Power Team. Montoya sideways on the exit out of Alta Variante. They race down the hill for the final time, the final chance for Fonorolli. Can he do it? The answer is no. Turns into Rivazza 1, turns into Rivazza 2, accelerates. What a performance! The only way is SX. The English driver takes an incredible 7th victory in a row. The checkered flag waves. What a win for Ollie Bierman. He dominates again in the Italian F4 Championship. Fonorolli across the line in P2, Bedrin 3rd, and a fantastic recovery from Montoya to come home in 4th place. Dennis Hauger, the Red Bull Junior from Norway, won the 2019 championship for the Van Amersfoort racing team. And it looks as though history will repeat with the English driver Ollie Bierman. Car 87 from the start, from pole position, which incidentally is where he will start race 3 again this afternoon. The final lap, Lorenzo Petrese going off the road. Does cross the line though to finish in 16th. He was knocking on the door of the top 10 prior to that. Bierman with the win from Fonorolli. And Bedrin another podium for the Russian. Nikita, really good to see him finding form here. Second yesterday and 3rd here this morning. Leo Fonorolli, a race winner earlier on in the season, misses out by just 0.28 of a second, but Bierman did have the race under control, to be fair. And Montoya, what could have been, had Sebastian not run into the grass on the opening lap of the race. Fantastic pass, though, on Dirksen to take position 4. Bierman with his 7th win in a row. Fonorolli 2nd, and Bedrin on the podium once again. Then it's Montoya, Dirksen, Benz Verlin, Josh Stufek for VAR as well. Lausen, Armani, and Hans Sanyu rounds out the 10. Good drive from Catino, car 22, position 11. Stuka, Zuniga, good recovery from him. Remember, the Mexican did stall off the line. He was 30th. He was stone motherless last. And he comes home to finish 13th place ahead of Maeveg, Jorge Garciace, Lorenzo Petrese, Leonardo Bizzotto, and Pedro Perino. In position 18, Bierman. Wow, 232 to 116. More than a 100-point lead. Has he got his hand already on the 2021 trophy? Wow, literally not quite, but pretty damn close to it. Ollie Bierman with another sensational victory. Pulls into pit lane and again in position 1.
Awesome job, man. Really good. Thanks, mate. Good job, man.
Never seen this part. David run so fast from the other end of pit lane. Huge smile on his face. He's poised done well. The odds-on favourite now for the 2021 championship, Ollie Beerman, 7th victory in a row. 2nd in a row this weekend. He dominated Vallelunga, taking all 3 victories. And he'll stand on the top step of the podium in just a moment.
Dimmi quando.
So Bedrin, another podium, car 15 for the Van Amersfoort racing team. Comes home P3 after 2nd place yesterday. Fonorolli in 2nd place for Team Iron Lynx, just 0.2 of a second of his 2nd race victory of 2021. But Ollie Beerman goes an incredible 7 in a row. Let's hear from the race winner, Ollie Beerman, down in pit lane.
Ollie, I'm running out of questions, so what did you have for breakfast this morning? Sorry? What did you have for breakfast this morning? Because I'm running out of questions in Parc Fermé.
I had some muesli and a banana and some yogurt. I think it worked quite well because I had it yesterday as well, so I guess it worked.
And I think this helped a lot with the safety car restart. I mean, this was quite a tough race.
Yeah, these restarts in Italy are quite difficult because you can't choose when to go, so you have to go when the green flag waves, and yeah, I mean, the guys behind know exactly when you're going to go, so especially on a track like this, so I think it's one of the longest straights on the calendar, so yeah, it's really tough to try and get a good restart and try and outsmart the opponent because, yeah, there's not many tricks up your sleeve that you can really do, so yeah, I managed to make 2 good restarts, especially the first one, but I mean, come the second one, he caught on and he got alongside, but it was nothing more than that. But yeah, I really had to fight for that one. I think he had slightly fresher tyres after a DNF yesterday, so yeah, it was a tough fight, but I think we did really, really well.
Very well done, and congratulations again.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
So forget data and simulators. The key to victory is muesli, banana and yogurt. That's what Ollie just told us. Let's take a look at the highlights of race 2. From pole position, Beerman escaped into the lead. Eric Zaniga stalling from the 4th row of the grid. Lucky to be avoided by the rest of the field. The Mexican would fight back to finish a fine position 13. And Sebastian Montoya, what could have been, he went off the grass in Tamburello and in turn 1 on lap 1. Conrad Larson running off the circuit would ultimately recover to finish in P8. And Kirill Small, a race to forget for the Russian, went off the circuit 3 times in dramatic fashion. The driver who won the season opener at Paul Ricard to start 2021 finishes nowhere again in race 2 here this morning. Aaron Ricchepi going around at the top of the hill. And of course, we lost the Jensen Motorsport car of Samir Ben, which brought out the safety car again. Leonardo Fonorolli went side by side with the race leader, Ollie Beerman. That was his best opportunity. And Sebastian Montoya with some sensational passing, including that move to go by on Josh Dirksen, but nobody again could catch Ollie Beerman, who goes 7 in a row. Bedrin P3, Fonorolli 2nd, and Ollie Beerman again on the top step. He goes 7 in a row. Can he make it 8? Join us for race 3 from Imola this afternoon. We'll see you then.